Sunscreen doesn't just stop working after 2 hours of time. It actually stops working after 2 hours of actual sun exposure. Put your sunscreen on at 9 a.m. Once you go outside at midday, that's when your 2 hours starts. Up until then, you haven't used up any of the protection that your sunscreen provides because you weren't actually exposed to UV.
This isn't true, and it can give you a false sense of security. The clock does not stop for SPF once you're out of the sun. The main reason you need to reapply is because sunscreen moves around and bunches up. It gets wiped off on your hair and hands and clothes. It's exactly like how foundation clumps up, moves around and settles into lines. This happens with or without sun. The main reason for this myth is some chemical sunscreen ingredients can break down in UV, and when this happens, they stop working. But there are ways to stop this from happening, and these days in sunscreens, this doesn't happen much. The test for getting broad spectrum on the sunscreen label is actually designed to test this. The sunscreen gets exposed to UV before they measure it. But even if the sunscreen breaks down in UV, this stopped clock idea still doesn't work. Number one, the amount of UV is not the same all the time. Sunscreen ingredients are like a bunch of dominoes that can be knocked down by UV balls. If you have more UV balls, then you knock down more dominoes. UV index 9 has 3 times the UV balls as UV index 3. Number two, the dominoes don't necessarily stop when you're out of the sun. If a UV ball knocks down a domino, the chain reaction can keep going in the dark. In my opinion, the best way to think about reapplying is to think about how much UV you're about to get. If you've been sitting around all day, then your morning sunscreen layer probably hasn't moved around too much. You're probably still getting decent protection. So if you're about to get a decent amount of sun, you probably want to reapply and also layer your protection. If you're just heading home and not getting much sun, then your morning application is probably enough.